My name is Honorable Odunzeh, and I am the governorship candidate for the Nnpp, New Nigerian People's Party, and I am running for the position of becoming the next governor of Imo State. Looking at our dear state Imo, it has really degenerated from what it used to be. I remember growing up as a young child, we used to go to Imo State every Christmas. My parents, it was religious. It was like a religion that we go to Imo for the Christmas, sometimes even Easter. And things used to be very peaceful. I remember those days when we used to drive in. Once we get to Mbidi, you start perceiving the smell of palm kernel fruits and all those things. You know that you're in Imo. But now, I don't think going by road is part of popular culture anymore, entering Imo State. The security situation has pretty much deteriorated in Imo State, and it's becoming a problem. Many of us that have investments there, from in the main capital in Owerri, and even in our villages, have all run away. As a matter of fact, so many people have not even been to their villages in the last 2-3 years. These are things that you gradually lose your origin when things like this keep occurring, because you have children that are growing up and are not able to, identify with where their father and their mother perhaps come from. So these are critical issues that we must look into it. First, you must have true leadership. The person that is in charge must have that body language, that acceptable body language that will speak volumes to his citizens. Then, have all parties on the table, make sure that everybody is carried along, empower the youths, because most of this insecurity, with all due respect, insecurity is youthful. So the youths must be carried along. You must bring them out of where they are. You must listen to them. You must have that that acceptability. You must be accessible. The government in power today made one fundamental mistake. The first impression. The first rule of engagement is you must try to seek peace first. You try and seek peace. You try and negotiate. It's very principled measures you must take. One, there must be some form of community policing. We have to carry the communities along, have vigilante groups that will be going around making sure that their whole communities, wards, and all those areas are safe. They will have supervisors all the way up to the government that will be monitoring all those things to make sure that citizens are not being maltreated or abused. Secondly, we must also look into security apparatus. We must invest in security hardware, CCTV cameras, put them across the state in hidden areas, hidden cameras, working cameras. Not only that, we must have call centers, operational centers and stations that will be able to track all these things and call for active response that will address any security challenge in any given area. I was watching some documentary the other day from another third world country, as we're being described, in Trinidad and Tobago. And I was so impressed by the level of security response that they had in a very small island. Imo State perhaps might be bigger than Trinidad and Tobago. If they can be able to achieve it, I believe we can achieve it. So, and not only that, they have the best security companies in the world. We are going to engage with professionals, security professionals, that will come in and train all our new recruitments. This is something that we must take very, very seriously. The training is very important, because if we don't have quality training, it can turn into a whole barbaric nightmare, because when you give people arms without training them, sometimes they might act out of line. So it is very important that the intake process is accredited and highly scrutinized by professionals. Now, in regards to agriculture, we have a model called the Songhai model. It was first, I think, I noticed it being used in a small country not too far away from us, in Benin Republic. It is kind of like a network scheme of agriculture in the agricultural industry that helps empower people, give them grants to start their own small agricultural processing, and in turn turns it into a large agricultural network. Because agriculture is a very, very critical issue and very critical department in any given economy. And once we're able to achieve this, then you will see that the agricultural produce in the state will increase and jump up. This ultimately will create a lot of jobs. The healthcare sector in Imo State, I must confess, is dilapidated. There are a lot of things that we're lacking. Say, for instance, somebody has a head trauma now. I mean, you run around for almost an hour before you find a suitable place where you can solve that issue, or even go into the theater. So what must we do? The first, most fundamental thing that we must do, one, is to make healthcare very affordable. We must make healthcare as affordable as we can. Two, we must also, for the states, get accrediting bodies that will be able to checkmate all the healthcare providers that are not meeting up with quality standards in the state. This is very critical. Three, we must encourage the healthcare professionals that we have in the state. We must look for a way to try to stop them or reduce them from relocating abroad, even though we all know that it's more lucrative for them too. But we must have some incentive programs that will make them want to stay, that will be attractive for them to stay in the state. We must also invite visiting physicians that will come in here and train the ones that we have here in the industry. And not only that, in Okigwe, we will try as much as possible to give them a cancer clinic in that area. In Olu, we will improve the teaching hospital there. We will make sure that we re-equip them with high standard equipment, up-to-date equipment. We will also encourage other westernized style healthcare structures in Nigeria, in Imo State, like assisted living for the senior citizens that will boost the economy. It's a very good business. If you go to the United States, it's a good business. Like hospice care that will also reduce the spaces in the hospital, provide affordable insurance that will be able to give the recipients quality medical equipment and home care products so that they will be able to stay at home and get some quality home care. So these are new, innovative, will I even call them innovative? This thing is all over the world. But these are things that we need to bring to our states, Imo State, that will improve the healthcare industry. On the basis of infrastructure, we are going to do it differently. There are two things. There's urban and rural development, and there's intercity development. We are going to try and bring in the intercity development model, where we would try as much as possible to get every road into every single community. We're going to encourage real estate. We're going to encourage real estate companies to come in and invest in Imo State. We're going to take the state from infrastructural decay to a world-class status. I have an extensive experience in real estate. These things are doable. But we must allow the people come together and see it feasible to invest in the state again. I promise my people of Imo State that I will bring a signature federal investment to the state of Imo if given the opportunity, that would provide nothing less than 150,000 to 200,000 jobs. But however, we still cannot achieve all these things if we are not able to attack insecurity. The states must be safe, and that's why we are running on PPP. What is that? Peace, production, and prosperity. And if we're able to achieve these three things, I believe Imo should be able to go to the greater heights. My name is Honorable Odunzeh, and I am the governorship candidate of the Nnpp, New Nigerian People's Party. And I am running for the position of becoming the next governor of Imo State, and a new Imo is possible.